shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
Last night's rain is moving out. I'll show you how much we saw and then how quick the temperatures will warm up as this is moving out.
Also, the stock market is reacting to President-elect Donald Trump's nomination of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. How much shares of vaccine makers fell ahead of this morning's opening bell?
And if you're heading to downtown Raleigh today, you can score some free parking. The pilot program that kicks off this morning at several parking decks. Hello, everyone. It is 4:30 on your Friday morning. We made it to the end of the week and hope you enjoyed the soaking rain yesterday. I'm Renee Chu.
I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, good to have you along. Enjoy it or not, we needed it, and we got it in a lot of places, certainly. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center, where that system is right now.
And now we can enjoy a really nice weekend. The system is moving on out. The low pressure system rotating counterclockwise is pushing a little bit more rain into the north and east, but for the most part, that's shifting out of our viewing area right now. Will be cloudy this morning. It's a little damp right now as you head out the door, and you could run into a little bit of drizzle out there. But as we get closer to lunchtime, we're going to see our skies clearing. It looks like it's going to be a nice day today. But it is gray right now and cool. Our temperature in the triangle is 48 degrees. Our winds are light at around 5 miles per hour. Our temperatures range from the mid-40s in the north to low 50s down south right now. And hour by hour, we'll see increasing sunshine. It still stays cool today, though, with temperatures close to 60 for our afternoon highs. We do have some 70s in our 7-day forecast. I'll show you when coming up.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Sheriff's deputies want people in Lenoir County to stay inside their homes as they look for a man accused of shooting 2 people. Authorities say Ryan Everett of LaGrange committed a robbery in Greene County last night. He's accused of stealing 2 guns and then shooting 2 people. Deputies are searching for him in the area of US 258 and Wheat Swamp Road near Kinston.
Starting today, you'll be able to park for free in some downtown Raleigh parking decks. WRAL's Nick Perlin joins us live from downtown Raleigh. And Nick, the parking decks will offer free parking each day through February.
And Renee, the big idea behind this is to hopefully get more people to come downtown and explore some of the businesses that we have. Now, take a look. These are the 5 parking decks in downtown Raleigh that will have free 2-hour parking for the next few months. Those decks include the Blunt Street deck, the City Center deck, the Moore Square deck, the Wilmington Street Station deck, and the Municipal Building deck. In case you forget all those, there will be yellow balloons at the entrance of those decks, letting you know that you can park there for free for 2 hours starting today. Now, this is something the Raleigh Business Alliance has been advocating for, and now the City Council has agreed, and shoppers think it will be a big success and encourage people to visit downtown.
I like it. I think it'll bring a lot of people here. It's been a lot emptier after COVID. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of new stores opening up, there's a lot of new businesses, and try a lot of locations out.
Now, this is just a pilot program, so it will end in February, but the hope is that it'll stick around and be a long-term solution. In downtown Raleigh, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
Your time is 4:33 here in the WRAL Live Center. Good morning. I'm Chris Loving with an update that broke overnight. We want to show you this from the Halifax County Sheriff's Office here. This is a person right here, a murder suspect who was arrested in Virginia. Let me tell you about him. So this right here is Tyquan Brown. He was arrested at a home in Franklin, Virginia. And these were U.S. Marshals that arrested this person. He's waiting to be brought back to Halifax County. He was charged with the murder of Lamar Lashley, who was 48 years old, shot on Washington Avenue in Weldon on September 23rd. The sheriff's office is still looking for another person here. This person in this photo here. This is the second suspect, Deshaun Taylor. If anyone knows who this person is, you are asked to call the Halifax County Crime Stoppers and give them information on what you know on this case.
Thanks, Chris. In just a few hours, a new Trader Joe's location is opening in North Raleigh. It's in the Brennan Station Shopping Center off Creedmoor Road. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live there. And drivers in that area should keep an eye out for backups there this morning. There's a lot of folks excited about this.
Yes, Jeff, people have been waiting for this grand opening for months, and we were able to get a little sneak peek inside yesterday. We saw some workers that were getting everything prepped and ready to welcome shoppers later this morning. This new store opening could bring even more traffic to an area that's already congested. We'll give you a look at the new store now. This will be Raleigh's second Trader Joe's location. This store is inside the Brandon Station Shopping Center on Creedmoor Road, one of the busiest thoroughfares in North Raleigh. We spoke with drivers about the potential traffic impact.
I'm not worried about the traffic. It's going all the time. You have the traffic everywhere, no matter where you go.
And that driver that you just heard from there, we actually met him in the parking lot yesterday. He was waiting to get in. He was that excited, but we had to tell him, well, sir, you've arrived a day early. But doors will open this morning at 9 o'clock. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Well-known vaccine makers such as Pfizer and Moderna are seeing their stock values tumble. The drop started quickly after President-elect Donald Trump named Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as his pick to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. Kennedy is a prominent anti-vaccine conspiracy theorist. He has vowed to immediately start studying the safety and efficacy of vaccines when he takes office. But he has promised not to take vaccines away from anybody. Rather, he says he wants people to be able to make, quote, informed decisions.
Today, President-elect Trump is expected to announce North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum as his pick for Secretary of the Interior. Among President-elect Trump's other cabinet announcements Thursday, he nominated former Georgia Congressman Doug Collins to lead the Department of Veterans Affairs. He also picked D. John Sauer for Solicitor General, Todd Blanche as Deputy Attorney General, and Emil Bovee as Principal Associate Deputy Attorney General. All three have been members of his criminal defense team.
2 people were hurt after 2 cars crashed into a side of a Raleigh sports bar. The crash happened at Rudino Sports Corner. This was off Edwards Mill Road just before the dinner rush last night. Investigators say the cars crashed into each other and then into the building. One of the cars hit the patio area. The other stopped at a tree near the building's electrical meter boxes.
I was sitting in the break room at the time, getting ready to get off my shift, and I heard a huge boom and then the lights went out.
The people who were hurt had minor injuries. Now, this isn't the first crash of this type at the sports bar in recent years. In August 2022, a man hit the gas pedal instead of the brake, causing him to crash into the outdoor deck.
The man accused of killing UNC student Faith Hedgepeth faces new charges. Miguel Sarguero Olivares is charged with first-degree burglary, first-degree rape, and first-degree sexual offense. He was charged with murder in 2012. He's now being held without bond.
A ramp onto I-440 in Raleigh is closing for construction tonight. The Melbourne Road ramp onto 440 East will close at 9. It's expected to be closed for 9 days as crews work to build a new entrance ramp. The ramp will reopen at 5 a.m. on Monday, November 25th. The project was originally slated to start earlier this month, but was moved to today. When driving in that area, follow the detour signs and be ready for potential delays.
And people who live near Raleigh's Village District are sharing their concerns about a proposed social district there. Dozens of people attended a community meeting on that plan last night. The company that owns the Village District wants to make it a sip and stroll district like downtown Raleigh. Many folks who are against that idea mentioned crime and underage drinking that spills over from Glenwood South. Others say that's comparing apples and oranges.
I'm a father of 2 college-age children. They're not going to go to the Village District to drink. They're going to go to Glenwood South. I mean, you know, there is no sip and stroll at Glenwood South. You know, so that's a different crowd.
We do not have high rises. We have single-family dwellings on the first floor. So when the drunks come from Glenwood South down our street, we hear them.
There was no vote on the plan last night. A formal vote is likely to go before City Council early next year.
Students at Tuskegee University in Alabama will return to campus next week after a deadly shooting during the school's homecoming weekend. The new security measures being added to campus to keep students and faculty safe.
And if the colder temperatures and shorter days make you feel down this time of year, you are not alone. We'll tell you what health experts say you should prioritize if you struggle with seasonal depression.
And we'll give you a live look at Durham from the American Tobacco campus. Good morning, Bull City. Our afternoon will be dry, but we'll struggle to hit 60 for a high. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner will tell us how much temperatures will warm up by Sunday.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
It's 4:42, and we're watching the last bit of yesterday's rain slide out. If you're east of I-95, you could still see a little sprinkle out there this morning, but for the most part, it's over. We'll gradually see some sunshine breaking through, but it's not likely to be until around or after lunchtime. It does still stay cool today, and we're definitely socked in with the clouds. Durham at 49, Raleigh's at 49, and we're sitting at 51 degrees in Fayetteville. So it's cloudy and it's a little bit damp out there as you're heading out the door this morning. Cool as well. 45 Lewisburg, 52 in Tarboro, 49 in Irwin, and 54 degrees in Goldsboro. So for your commute planner, again, this morning it's going to be cloudy. There may be a little drizzle east of the triangle. And then gradually we'll see some sunshine this afternoon, close to 60 for the high today.
Rescuers successfully pulled a trapped worker nearly 9 hours after he fell 12 feet at a demolition site near downtown Kentucky. This is Louisville, Kentucky. Officials say that worker fell through an opening at the site and then the floor below caved in on him. Crews could be seen getting that man out of the rubble after spending hours removing concrete and debris. A crane was also on site to aid in that rescue. After being pulled to safety, the man was taken to the hospital. The extent of his injuries are still unknown.
There's more security on the campus of Tuskegee University in Alabama after a deadly shooting during homecoming events last weekend. The university's president says the school is a closed campus for the foreseeable future. The school plans to hire more officers for 24/7 security and install 400 cameras that can detect weapons. Metal detectors will also become permanent at the school. Students will return to campus Monday, but not for classes. A day of healing is scheduled for students, faculty, and staff.
Starting today, people in Siler City can now get naloxone 24 hours a day. The Chatham County Public Health Department will unveil a new outdoor naloxone kiosk at its clinic there. Ribbon cutting is happening this afternoon, 2 o'clock.
President-elect Trump plans to consider pardons for January 6 defendants on a case-by-case basis. He is trying to distance himself from the blanket pardon that many January 6 defendants want to see. Trump has promised to pardon protesters he says were wrongfully imprisoned. The FBI has arrested more than 1,500 people in connection with January 6th. More than 1,100 people have been convicted.
Thousands of Indigenous people in New Zealand are marching toward the capital city of Wellington. They're protesting a bill that could change interpretations of an 1840 treaty between the British Crown and Maori chiefs. They say it would undermine their rights. Others argue that the treaty is leading to discrimination against non-Indigenous people. Officials in Asheville say people with homes built before 1988 may face lead exposure from water that sat in the tap before service could be restored after Helene. Until the boil water advisory is lifted, they should use bottled water, especially for pregnant and breastfeeding women and young children. Free bottled water is available at distribution sites. Buncombe County residents can apply for FEMA-funded hazard mitigation projects, including home elevation, reconstruction, or property buyouts with no cost to homeowners. Today's the last day for people to apply online or in person at Asheville Mall.
Currently, 41 trucks are collecting debris countywide. Multiple passes will be made for full cleanup. Stations offering water, meals, showers, and laundry are open daily from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can find locations and more information at asheville.nc.gov/lead awareness.
As we head into the colder months here, the millions of Americans who are affected by seasonal affective disorder will feel this type of depression triggered by a change in seasons. The disorder can cause severe mood swings, and many people don't know when they're experiencing it. Health officials say a lack of sunlight can impact vitamin D levels and serotonin, which helps regulate your mood, behavior, and sleep cycle. This can lead to people experiencing symptoms of depression. Psychologists say a healthy routine and getting out to see friends are some ways to cope.
It's very easy to kind of hibernate during this time of year, and you want to make sure that you engage in social outlets.
That was clinical psychologist Adam Borland, and he says when it comes to seasonal affective disorder, it's also important for people to be honest with themselves about their symptoms. If it's affecting your day-to-day functioning, he says not to isolate and seek mental health treatment.
You may want to consider raking leaves in your yard this weekend if you live in Fayetteville. The city will start its seasonal loose leaf pickup on Monday. Collection dates will be based by zip codes and run through the end of January. Residents should make sure their piles of pine straw and leaves are on the curb before their assigned pickup date.
4:47 the time right now. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now and pushing that rain on out. We got a good dose, though, for a lot of folks.
We did. We ended up with anywhere from ½ inch to over an inch of rain, which we really needed. It was great to see that. Dual Doppler 5000 radar still showing a little bit of light precipitation in our eastern counties. So we'll zoom in here. A little light rain there in Roanoke Rapids, east of Enfield, around Rocky Mount and parts of Edgecombe County. This is not going to last long, probably another hour to 2 hours at the most, and then it moves on out. We are looking at cloudy skies everywhere. This is a look at our 24-hour rainfall. Some pockets down south were maybe an inch to, say, 6/10, about 3/4 of an inch from Sanford to Goldsboro, and then around an inch in the Triangle, and then some even heavier totals a little farther to the north and east. So good soaking yesterday, that's for sure. The low pressure system that helped to bring us that rain is still wrapping some moisture around closer to the coast, and that's why some of our counties are still seeing a little bit of light rain and drizzle, but you can see that low is moving out and away from us. And we'll see some sunshine this afternoon. Take a peek here at Futurecast. Again, a little bit of light rain up through around 7 or 8 o'clock this morning, and then cloudy up until noon. Once we hit lunchtime, we start to see the clouds thinning out. We still have a flow coming out of the north today. So with the amount of clouds we'll see to start the day and some cool air coming from the north, we'll still see high temperatures only at around 59 for this afternoon. Right now, it's cloudy and just a little damp across the Triangle. 49 degrees is the current temperature. Checking temperatures elsewhere, mid-40s in Roxborough. It's 52 in Rocky Mount and Goldsboro, and 51 degrees in Fayetteville. Around town, looking at 59 for Raleigh and Durham and 63 for Fayetteville, but we will see increasing sunshine through the afternoon. Look at this beautiful sunset from Jacqueline Lynch and Nightdale. Gorgeous color. Those purples are so pretty. We love your Weather Watcher photos. Keep them coming. Go to WRAL.com and search Weather Watchers. Cool mornings ahead. Our normal low is 40 on Sunday morning, 39. Tomorrow morning, mid-40s. We do have some warmer air that comes in early next week, but it's going to be a bit of a roller coaster ride for us next week. 63 is our normal high, a little below that now, but looking at 70s on Monday and Tuesday. But let me show you what happens next. See this ridge here in the brown? This is where temperatures are going to be warmer than normal for Monday. That's 3 p.m. But look here, the blues and purple colors, the purple in particular is awfully cold. And by the end of next week and into next weekend, we're going to sit here and see some much colder temperatures. So it looks like that could continue into the Thanksgiving weekend. November 23rd through the 29th, we have a good chance of below normal temperatures. So if you're wanting more of that fall chill, could be coming your way. Football Friday for this evening, temperatures start in the 50s, dropping into the 40s, but we'll see partly cloudy skies by this evening for Football Friday. And, maybe a little soggy on the field after yesterday's rain, but other than that, it all looks good. Speaking of soggy, we'll be dry until Wednesday. That's when the next front will come through to bring us a shower. Checking out the tropics in just a few minutes.
Elizabeth, thanks. Olympic skier Lindsey Vonn is ready to hit the slopes once again. What she's revealed about her return to the sport.
Also, Pamela Anderson is returning to the big screen. Everything we know about her new movie, The Last Showgirl. We have new development in the low-cost retail wars. Amazon is making a big move to take on the startups that have upended online shopping. Christine Romans has details.
I like it. Some competition coming for Temu and Shein. The ultra-cheap and trendy online retailers ship goods from China directly to U.S. customers.
The quality on this dress goes insane.
Young shoppers often taking to social media to showcase their hauls.
I am in love with this cardigan.
The site's soaring in popularity with a business model that bypasses import fees on purchases less than $800. Now, Amazon entering the race to fill Americans' carts with the cheapest products possible, launching what it calls Amazon Haul, with items like an iPhone 16 case for $1.79, a nose trimmer for $2.19, and holiday table runners for $2.99. Courtney Reagan covers retail for CNBC.
What is this market for super cheap? Americans have just become more price sensitive than ever, but they also have the ability to almost buy from more places than they ever have before.
With low prices come longer delivery times. Instead of 1 to 2 days for your Amazon order, 1 to 2 weeks.
The consumer who's shopping for this stuff, quality is not top of mind.
Yeah, they're inexpensively made, and they ultimately have to be okay with the fact that the quality may not hold up over time, as long as they're also okay with the impact, the environmental impact of tossing a good after so few uses.
Amazon says any product offered in its stores must comply with its labor, health, safety, and sustainability standards. The online giant adapting to the retail world it once revolutionized.
Today, Fort Liberty will hold its annual graduation and recognition ceremony. It recognizes students who completed degrees online but were unable to attend their graduation ceremonies. The Post's Training and Education Center will honor 204 graduates from 25 different colleges.
Pamela Anderson is returning to the big screen. She'll star in the new Las Vegas set drama, The Last Showgirl. Anderson will play a veteran dancer who must plan for the future when her show ends after a 30-year run. The film opens in theaters nationwide January 10th.
American alpine skiing legend Lindsey Vonn is returning to the slopes. The 40-year-old announced that she is coming out of retirement and rejoining the U.S. alpine ski team. This comes after she underwent a partial right knee replacement surgery 7 months ago. Vonn, you may remember, retired in 2019. She has won 3 Olympic medals, 82 individual World Cup medals, and 4 World Cup championships. She does plan to train with the team this weekend, but has not announced plans for any competitions yet.
An Alaska Airlines flight with a group of students forced to make an emergency landing at LAX. That terrifying cross-country flight after a tire blew out after takeoff.
And a dog was surrendered to a local animal shelter, only weighing 34 pounds. How a rescue group is working to help save her life.
Well, starting today, you will be able to park downtown for free in Raleigh. The parking decks that are offering free 2-hour parking in hopes of bringing more business to the downtown area.